All right, guys, welcome to season 2 Mastermind Challenge. So, so let's go around and just everybody just introduce yourself and just say just a really quick thing about yourself. Let's start with my co-host.
Hi, I'm Lindsay, and I'm super happy to be here. No, I am. I'm really excited. The puzzles that Sunday has made are awesome, and I can't wait for you guys to play them. Who's next? Kathy.
Hello, I'm Kathy. My son's very jealous about this clue game, I just have to say.
Oh, nice. You'll have to print him out a copy. Let him go ladies first. So, Chris.
Hey, I'm Chris. I'm a novice, but I'm super excited for today.
All right, Ashley, you're up.
Hi, I am Ashley. I like puzzles and I really, really try hard, even though I don't solve very many.
And Evie?
Hi. I like squirrels and cats. And I run from turkeys and deer. And I can't see anything right now, so this will be fun.
All right, I think we should save our champ for last. So let's go to Ken next.
Hi, Ken Cooley, crab-ass New Englander who lives in St. Louis.
Love it.
How about Jeremy?
Hey, I'm Jeremy. I'm from Texas. I love puzzles and looking forward to this game.
Cool. And Matthew. Do you go by Matthew or Matt?
Matt's fine, either one.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm Matt. I think I took a wrong turn and ended up here as Jeremy's invitation. So
That's what I was going to say.
Welcome. Happy to have you.
And
our
already-
season 1 mastermind champion, Josh Hurley.
Hey everybody, I'm Josh. I'm here to defend my title, which I'm a little nervous about with so many people, but I'm excited for tonight.
And Jeremy, you actually completed Josh's mastermind puzzle. So tell us about it. What do you think?
So the Goonies, that was a really brilliant puzzle Josh created there. I loved it and worked with the team to solve that one. And it was really the puzzle 2 that was really the first one that we got. And we were stuck on the rest of them for the longest time, and really just ended up tapping around on my phone, and Hey You Guys just popped up, and an audio file just out of nowhere, and I was like, what just happened? So I was like, oh, there must be something else hidden in here. And so I opened up the laptop and opened up the files, and I started clicking around some more and landed on some more links, and that's what really was just an incredible design on Josh's part and made it really fun. So
I'm really glad that I wasn't the only one that didn't know immediately that you could make hyperlinks in the PDFs and stuff. That is way too cool. I didn't know, like when I first sent Josh like a message about the first one, I was like, I don't know what to do. It's like, I don't know if it's just because I'm kind of out of it with technology or what, but he's like, you'll be fine. Like, just, there's a clue. So yeah, but it was pretty great. All right, guys. So are we ready to dive in?
yes.
So for those at home, what we're doing is I've sent everyone this clue diagram, and we're playing the game Clue Suspects. And it's really fun. It's basically a logic puzzle. Let me get rid of that banner there. And so I'll be reading some clues, and you will move the suspects around the manor. And I'll read the official rules here. Let's see. Okay. So you'll need your mansion diagram and the suspect pieces for this game. The object of the game is to figure out the location of all the suspects and the murderer, which is the suspect in the room with the dead body. Oh, you know what? Hold on just a second. I just realized something. I haven't noticed on these, but I skipped a step, the best step. Let's see.
Do you have a clue? Welcome to the Mind Games Season 2 Mastermind Head-to-Head Challenge. With your suspects, Season 1 Mastermind Champion Josh Hurley, Evie Allen, Jeremy Dobbins, Ashley Kohler, Ken Cooley, Kathy Vale, Chris Freitas, and Matthew Anderson. With your gracious host, Sunday Sagati, and the butler, Lindsay Uten. And now, here's Sunday.
Sorry, guys. I can't believe I skipped that step. That was the best.
That was awesome.
Thank you, Lindsay. Okay, so you'll place the suspect pieces into the room based on the clues given, and I will read through each clue as many times as needed. And you'll raise your hand as soon as you feel like you have figured out the location of all the suspects and the murderer. Once someone has raised their hand and said their name to kind of buzz in, that puzzle will end, and I'll ask them to tell us the name of the murderer and the location of all the suspects. If you are correct and you have all the pieces in the correct place, you'll move on to the second round. If you're incorrect and any piece is out of place, then you'll be eliminated. And the first 4 players to win the clue puzzle will move on to the second round. So sorry about that being kind of brutal, but if we ended up doing like a double elimination, there'd be like 18 rounds. So, okay. So, all right, guys, everybody has their diagram and their figures in front of them. Okay, and so we will start. Okay. Let's see. The dead body was found in the library. The only people in the mansion at the time were Professor Plum, Lady Lavender, Mr. Green, Miss Scarlet, Colonel Mustard, Mrs. White, the butler, and Miss Peacock. There were only 3 people upstairs, and they were all in different rooms. Mrs. White was in the kitchen with another woman. The butler was above the room with Mrs. Peacock. Lady Lavender was above the room with Miss Scarlet. Colonel Mustard was above the room with Mr. Green. Lady Lavender was in the room further west than the room the butler was in. Professor Plum was not in the room under the okay, so Professor Plum was not in the room under the room the butler was in. So he was not in the room under the butler. So I'll give everybody a second and then I'll read those back again. The dead body was found in the library. There were only 3 people upstairs and they were all in different rooms.
Okay.
Mrs. White was in the kitchen with another woman. The butler was above the room. Oh, did somebody?
Kathy's raising her hand.
No, I'm not.
Okay. Okay.
Sorry. Do me a favor, if you know, shout your name also so that I know you're actually raising your hand.
Yeah. The butler was above the room with above the room that Mrs. Peacock was in. Lady Lavender was above the room Mrs. Scarlet was in. Colonel Mustard was above the room Mr. Green was in. Lady Lavender was in a room further west than the room the butler was in. Professor Plum was not in the room under the room the butler was in.
Oh, this is messed up. Sorry.
Again?
Helps we're starting with the harder ones.
All right, go through them again, please.
With the easiest one. Okay.
Could you go a little bit more slowly?
Can I just say my name, Matthew?
Nope.
I'll take a risk. I'll be the first one to take a risk.
Okay, go for it.
So do I just say it out or?
Yep, you just say it out. So tell me which corner, like, are you going to start on the top floor, the bottom floor, the west wing?
I will start in the dining room, I guess.
Okay.
So top left.
Yep.
I'll go Lady Lavender. Then I'll go to the right. So ballroom is Colonel Mustard. Lounge is the butler. Kitchen, Mrs. White and Miss Scarlet.
Mm-hmm.
Conservatory is Plum and Mr. Green. Library is the dead body and Miss Peacock.
You got it.
Woo.
Yep. I don't know if anybody can see that, but yep.
That's what I had too.
Yep.
Nicely done.
Good taking a chance.
Yeah.
Does that mean that Prince Azure is the one that got killed too?
Oh no, they're just in different puzzles, like different puzzles for different people. All right, nicely done. Nicely done. Now this is probably going to be the hardest one of the evening, unless we just keep going. Like we, okay. All right, so let's do.
We need to clear our sheets.
Yep, clear your sheet. Then we'll do. Okay, and I will. Yes, I'll read more slowly.
Yeah, because it was
This
like
is up for everybody. Does Matt automatically advance into the next round?
Yes, Matt, you are
Okay.
the first. Yep, you advance to the next round. Congratulations.
I couldn't figure out my east and my west.
Oh, it has it on the page.
Where?
no.
It says
at the
east wing and east wing.
Oh, if you print out the color one, I'm using the squares.
No, it says east and east.
Yeah, mine
Okay.
says east and east.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry.
And dining is dining is the dining room.
Dining. Okay, well, I have dyslexia, so I'm calling on that one. But okay, so I can't call that. Okay, I apologize. Dang, even when I like proofread stuff. All right, so west wing is the dining room. So everybody like scribble that out. I apologize.
That's the west wing is dining room and kitchen.
Yes.
How the hell did he get it with two east wings?
I got it too. He knew
Well,
his
west is
directions.
always left on a map. That's all I did.
Yeah, yeah, like north would be the top of the page. But yeah, I'm sorry, guys.
I went to public school. This is tough.
Let's do okay. So everybody, let's do an easier one, and so just call it out, call your name out, and when you think you've got it, and I will read much slower. Okay, so let me take this picture off. All right, folks, ready? Okay, I'll start with the people that were in the mansion. The only people in the mansion at the time were Professor Plum, Lady Lavender, Mr. Green, Miss Scarlet, Colonel Mustard, and Mrs. White. The dead body was found in the library. The ballroom was empty, but every other room contained at least one suspect. Mr. Green was in the dining room with another person. Miss Scarlet was on the same floor as Mrs. White, but in a room further east. Would it be helpful for me to read each clue twice?
Probably.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because some of the words, like when you say inside versus outside, and then it changed up to being like the top floor instead, it was confusing on the first one. So.
Okay. So let me just start from the
Oh
top.
wait, and I have one more question.
Okay.
When you say inside the mansion, those are all 6 rooms in the mansion, not like the conservatory is like outside because it's a garden thingy or anything weird.
Oh
like
no,
that.
nothing tricky like that. Yeah.
Cool. Just checking.
All right, so I'll read all of them twice. I'll start from the top. The dead body was found in the library. That one probably just needs one. Okay. So the ballroom was empty, but every other room contained at least one suspect. The ballroom was empty, but every other room contained at least one suspect. Mr. Green was in the dining room with another person. Mr. Green was in the dining room with another person. Miss Scarlett was on the same floor as Mrs. White, but in a room further east. Miss Scarlett was in the same floor as Mrs. White, but in a room further east. Professor Plum was on the same floor as Colonel Mustard, but in a room further west. Professor Plum was on the same floor as Colonel Mustard, but in a room further west. Mrs. White was in the room above the room Lady Lavender was in. Mrs. White was in the room above the room Lady Lavender was in. So the ballroom was empty, but every other room contained at least one suspect. Mr. Green was in the dining room with another person. Mr. Green was in the dining room with another person.
All right. Chris's hand is up.
Oh,
Kathy was first, and then she put her hand down. I don't know how you want to do that.
I couldn't say my name because I was listening at the same time.
I saw your hand go up, and then Chris's hand went up, and then
I see
Kathy's
she's-
hand went down, but Chris's hand stayed up.
She's saying you, Kathy. Okay. Whoever, would one of you ladies like to make the gamble? It's a single elimination. Go for it. Make the jump. That's how Matt got there, man. He's in round 2.
Fine, I'll do it.
Okay.
It's probably wrong. All right.
All right. So start.
Mr. Green. I'm just going to go left to right, top to bottom on my little sheet.
Okay. So that you're starting in the dining room. Okay, go ahead.
Mr. Green, Mrs. White, no one, Miss Scarlett.
Okay.
Professor.
Okay, wait.
Professor.
You got to tell me like, when you change rooms.
Oh.
Just in case. Yeah.
Okay. Miss Scarlett in the lounge. Professor Plum in the kitchen. Colonel Mustard in the conservatory, and Lady Lavender in the library.
No, I'm sorry.
Ah.
You got the top floor, but you did not get the bottom floor.
I should have listened again.
We'll go to another puzzle. Okay.
Oh, we are going to finish this one?
Well, no, because now you. I mean, like.
I want to see
Well,
who
Chris
wins.
hand up,
Well, let's give
and then
Chris. Chris
Evie.
raised her hand, so let's give Chris the opportunity.
Yeah.
Oh no, I already just saw the answers.
Well,
You say the answers? I missed that.
I missed.
you just said the top floor was right.
Yeah,
So.
you said the top floor was correct, but I think Chris should get a shot.
Yeah.
All right, go for it, Chris. You'll have to unmute. Okay, there you go.
Okay, so in the dining room, Mr. Green, Mrs. White, nobody in the ballroom, Miss Scarlett in the lounge, and then Lady Lavender in the kitchen, Professor Plum in the conservatory, and in the library, Colonel Mustard with the dead body.
You got it.
Yeah.
All right.
Nice.
Yay! All right. Okay, nicely done. Okay, so we've got 2 in round 2, and
What do you mean 2 in round? Oh, 2 people in round 2.
yes,
But Kathy also needs to stick around for round 2 because she needs to be in the audience just in case.
Yeah, phone a friend.
yeah. Ask the audience. Okay. All right, let's go with.
Sushi was trying to help me with that last one, so I was like, stop.
Let's
I wanted
Okay.
to get the papers.
go with this one. All right. Okay, guys. So clear your card. I'll start with everyone that was in the mansion at the time. The only people in the mansion at the time were Professor Plum, Lady Lavender, Mr. Green, Miss Scarlet, Colonel Mustard, and Mrs. White. The dead body was found in the dining room. Each of the 6 suspects were in different rooms. Each of the six suspects were in a different room. Professor Plum was on the same floor as Lady Lavender, but in a room further west. Professor Plum was on the same floor as Lady Lavender, but in a room further west or to the left. Dr. Green or Mr. Green was on the same floor as Professor Plum, but in a room further west. Mr. Green was on the same floor as Professor Plum, but in a room further west. Colonel Mustard was on the same floor as Mrs. White, but in a room further west. The evidence proves that a woman did it. So each of the 6 suspects.
Oh,
okay. You gotta stay. Okay, Evie.
All right, I'm gonna go Scarlet in the dining room with the dead body.
Okay.
Colonel Mustard in the ballroom. Miss White in the lounge. Mr. Green in the kitchen. Professor Plum in the conservatory, and Lavender in the library.
That's correct.
All right, Evie.
I'm still spazzing, but that's okay.
All right, guys. So what may be the final round? Okay.
Who's still in at this point?
Let's see. Okay, so Matt and Chris and Evie are going on. Yeah, so Ken, Josh, and Ashley and Jeremy.
Okay.
Okay, so the only people in the mansion at this time are Professor Plum, Lady Lavender, Mr. Green, Miss Scarlet, Colonel Mustard, Mrs. White, and the butler. The dead body was found in the conservatory. The butler was serving Lady Lavender tea in the lounge. The butler was serving Lady Lavender tea in the lounge. Miss Scarlet was in the room above the room Professor Plum was in. Miss Scarlet was in the room above the room Professor Plum was in. Colonel Mustard was on a different floor than Mr. Green. Colonel Mustard was on a different floor than Mr. Green. Mrs. White was on the same floor as Colonel Mustard, but in a room further west. Mrs. White was on the same floor as Colonel Mustard, but in a room further west. Professor Plum was alone and did not do it. Professor Plum was alone and did not do it. Mrs. Scarlet was with a man. Miss Scarlet was with a man. The butler was serving Lady Lavender tea in the lounge. Miss Scarlet was in the room above the room Professor Plum was in. Miss Scarlet was in the room above the room Professor Plum was in. Colonel Mustard was on a different floor than Mr. Green. Colonel Mustard was on a different floor than Mr. Green.
I think I got it.
Okay.
And I'm gonna. This is a do or die here.
Okay. Oh, hold on. I dropped my card. Okay. Right. Which room are you starting with?
I'm gonna start with the west wing up top.
Okay.
Got a
The dining room? Yep.
Yep, the dining room. I'm
Okay.
giving it a shot. Miss
All right.
Scarlet is with Miss White. The next room is the ballroom, Colonel Mustard. She has not said no yet. Let's
Sorry,
see.
kid.
Oh.
I'm out.
Sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay.
All
Does
good.
anybody else think they have it or want to take a stab at it? No.
I need the clues again.
Okay. Okay. The butler was serving Lady Lavender tea in the lounge. Miss Scarlet was in the room above the room Professor Plum was in. Colonel Mustard was on a different floor than Mr. Green. Colonel Mustard was on a different floor than Mr. Green. Mrs. White was on the same floor as Colonel Mustard, but in a room further west. Mrs. White was on the same floor as Colonel Mustard, but in a room further west. Professor Plum was alone and did not do it. Miss Scarlet was with a man. Miss Scarlet was with a man.
I'm gonna try.
All right. Go for it.
It might be wrong, but I got to take a stab at it since it's the last spot.
So where are you starting? In the dining room like everybody else?
Yeah, I'll start there.
Left? Okay.
All right, I've got dining room, Miss Scarlet and Mr. Green.
Okay.
I've got nobody in the ballroom. In the lounge, the butler and Miss Lavender. In the kitchen, Professor Plum. In the conservatory, Mrs. White. And in the library, Colonel Mustard.
You left out one body.
Oh, and the dead body's in the conservatory.
Yes, that's correct. All right, guys. Nice job.
I like this game. We could do this on any other night too, just for fun.
I like this game. I like it. I like to play it, but I didn't know. Once I started reading, I was like, "Is this weird? I guess it's a lot harder with online than it would be just looking at the card, though, because you can just go back to anything you had a question about." So good job, guys. So that means we have Matt, Chris, Josh, and Evie moving on. Yay! So everybody else, I hope you'll stay and hang out in the audience because we do have lifelines in round 2 where it's ask the audience and just kind of stay and hang out. So let's see. I hate this part, but
Good luck, everybody.
Good job, guys.
Did Ashley? I didn't remember Ashley saying anything.
So let's see. Okay, here we go. Who's ready for round 2?
You're not out of the woods just yet. Get ready for a little Trivial Mayhem. Tonight's categories are The Scene, That's Grim, Pick Your Poison, and M words. Choose wisely.
And again, thank you, Lindsay. That was incredible.
She got to do fun voices, and I had to do squirrels.
I liked your squirrel voices way better. I really did.
Okay. So here we go. So as you guys probably can guess, let's see. Let me share the screen and we will read the official rules. But basically it's Jeopardy with a touch of, hold on, give me a second. It's Jeopardy with a touch of lifelines. So here we go. And Basically, in a nutshell, I'll go over the nutshell first. The standard questions, you get up to 20 seconds to begin your answer. The wager questions you'll have are called risks, and then you'll write your wager down, and you can wager up to your current point total. And you have up to a minute to answer. And that's where you'll need your paper and your marker or your pen, whatever you got. And then stealing, we'll go over. There's stealing, and then there's stealing a wager question. So if you wish to steal.
Sorry, I gotta go break my cats up from fighting.
Okay. If you wish to steal a wager question, then you must take on the risk of the wager. And then everybody has lifelines. So you have one phone a friend and you have one ask the audience. So the actual technical rules. The current mastermind champion will have the first turn, and the order of turns for the other players will be assigned randomly. And we did that earlier today with a video about drawing the names out of a cup. And a player can choose any category or point amount at any time during their turn. And a player has the opportunity to answer one question during their turn, and then it goes to the next person. And even if, and players have up to 20 seconds for standard questions and up to 1 minute for wagers and lifelines. Some of the questions, one question in each category is a wager question, and it's marked with a risk it, and you'll write down your wager on your page, and you may wager up to your current point total. Final Mayhem is the final question of the game, and it's a wager question. You'll be told the category before you make your wager. If you miss a question, there is stealing. So if a player gets the question wrong, that player's turn is over, and each of the other players in turn order will be given the opportunity to answer. So we'll go down the row. If anybody wants to give an answer, they can, but the first in turn order, the first person that gets it correctly, that's the person that will get the points. So even if two people give the same answer, it goes to the first person that said it. Stealing a wager, you must take on the risk of the wager question. If you answer it correctly, you win the total amount of points wagered. If you answered it incorrectly, you lose the total amount of points wagered. And also on this, if multiple people want to take on the risk of the wager, they will say the answer, and if the first person gets it correct, then no further wagers will be taken. So you won't get the points, or you won't lose the points. If the first person gets it incorrect, then it just goes down the line of turns until somebody gets it correct or everybody's out. I don't know what's going on with my page here, but and each player has 2 one-time use lifelines. You can phone a friend, or you can ask the audience. That's our audience in the green room. Does anybody have any questions for the rules?
I just want to clarify on the steal a wager one.
Mm-hmm.
If the first person gets it wrong, say they wager 50, and the next person wants to take it, do they get to pick their own wager, or is it that 50 or whatever that person before them says?
Yeah, they'll just take on the wager of whatever the person before them. They'll take on the risk of the existing wager.
Okay.
All right.
How do you steal?
What?
When do you steal?
Oh, the question, the points.
No,
So
like when? Like after the question's read?
Yeah, so after the first person will, so whoever's turn it is, will choose the category and the point value. Then we'll read that question, and if they get that question wrong, then we'll go down the line of anyone that would like to answer a guess. Yeah. So Josh is up first, and then let me see who we had. I should have written this down already, but let me see our turn video. Okay, so Josh is up first.
All right, let's go with That's Grim for 25.
Okay, That's Grim for 25. Your question is, let me color it. Give me just a second. Just so I can.
And after the question's read, I will start the 20-second timer.
Okay.
Okay.
Name the tale in which the heroine was kidnapped as a baby. So, as you probably guessed, these are about the Brother Grimm's fairy tales. Name the tale in which the heroine was kidnapped as a baby.
Hmm. No music or anything?
Da-na-na-na.
This is 20 seconds.
Oh, God.
That's time.
Oh, gosh, already?
It's fast. It's 20 seconds is quick.
Yeah.
We can probably do 30, but do you have a guess?
I don't know. Rapunzel.
That's correct.
Oh, shoot.
Good job.
Shoot. You're not supposed to say shoot when you get it right.
Well, I was going to say something else, but then I remembered we're live streaming.
So next is Evie.
Oh, I have to pick. Sorry.
Yep.
And if we get it wrong, do we go negative points or just no points at all?
Just no points.
Okay. God, too much pressure. I will go.
But let me tell you about I'm sorry, I get nervous, guys. I forget the order in which I already thought all this stuff out. So scene is the scene of something. As the scene of mayhem, it may have something to do with a TV or movie scene or not. That's Grimm's, Brothers Grimm's fairy tales. Pick your poison, something to do with poison, and M words. Your answers are going to start with M.
Okay, that was helpful because I don't know what any of these. I'm gonna go. That's Grimm for 100.
Ooh.
Oh, right out the gate, girl. Okay, let's see. That's Grimm. Give me a second to change the color. For 100. These protagonists were nearly victims of cannibalism.
Hansel and Gretel.
That's correct.
Nice.
I'm sorry, that's funny. Well, not funny, but I mean, sort of funny.
Okay. Hold on. I apologize. I can't see the screen right now, so leave me a second. Chris. Okay. Matt's up next.
All right, I will go M words for 100.
Okay. Oh, you guys are going for it. Okay. So M words for 100. Get your color. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. All right. Okay. 100. Your question is: a burial chamber often for the entombment of many.
What is a mausoleum?
Nice. Yep, you got it.
Good work.
Okay. And Chris.
I'm going to go M words for 75, please.
Okay. Nice. All right. So let's see. Let me make it color just so we can keep track of everybody. M words for 75. Your question is: the Shakespearean character is said to be based on a real Scottish king.
Who is Macbeth?
That's correct.
Good job.
I think my question's
One of my favorites.
And Josh?
All right, I feel like everybody's going big, so I'm going to have to up the ante. Let's do the scene for 100.
Okay. The scene for 100. Your question is: what is the name of the castle in Transylvania which was said to be connected with the legend of Dracula?
Oof.
That's a good one.
All right, I think I'm going to ask the audience on this one.
Okay, very nice. Who do you want to ask? Or you can even ask them to raise their hand if they know it.
Yeah. I'm looking at Ashley, Ken. I can't see Jeremy, and I can see Kathy. Those are our audience members. Anybody know? Anybody want to help a friend out?
This is a tough one. We're not getting any movement from the audience. you might want to phone a friend.
All right. Then let me switch to phone a friend.
Okay. Who are you gonna call? Well, you don't have to tell us who you're gonna call.
Ghostbusters.
I mean, do I just call them on my phone?
Yeah, call them. And put it on speaker if you don't mind. It'll be funny.
All right.
And they can't use Google.
Okay. Let's see. All right. I'm calling my husband, Justin,
Nice.
to see. Hopefully he knows. Can you guys hear that?
Yeah.
Hello.
Hey, I need you as a call a friend.
Okay.
All right. Are you ready for the question?
Am I on speaker?
Yes, you're on speaker. Everybody can hear you.
Hi.
Hey.
All right. And you can't Google the answer.
All right.
All right. What is the name of the castle in Transylvania which was said to be connected with the legend of Dracula?
All I can think of is Hotel Transylvania. I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't think that's it, but thanks, babe. All right, bye.
He sounds very cool just for the.
Yeah, that is awesome. Do you have a guess?
Oh Lord. I really got nothing.
It's Bran Castle. Bran Castle.
Okay.
I don't get to steal it? Oh, no, because you did phone a friend.
Let's forget. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, that's right.
Okay. I'm like, Keanu Reeves was in the movie, dude.
I don't even remember any Dracula movies.
The answer is in the public comments, by the way. Just
Oh, I didn't even look at those.
Oh man,
I feel like I'd be cheating though.
answers in the comments.
You guys can't put it in the well, I don't see it in the comments, but then I can't go back and forth. So
Yeah, does that count as cheating though? If we look at the comments and
Yes, it does.
Yes, it does. No
Don't
cheating.
answer in the comments. I'm gonna look and see.
They're just
I'm gonna
open.
look you up after this. I'm gonna write your name down on the list. Okay, Evie, it's your turn. Don't look at the comments, Evie.
Well, I just wanted to see if it was in there. I didn't see it when you told me to look. So I'm like, oh. You said it was in there. I don't see it. I'm going to go, that's grim for 75.
That's grim for 75. Okay.
Because Dracula's castle that was a bit too much of a scene for me to hang out in.
Oops. Can't hello. Okay. That's grim for. Now I did everything. Okay, hold on. Let me fix that. Okay. That's grim for 75. Your question is a risky question. Write down your wager and then I'll read the question for you.
Oh, son of a puppy dog.
so for the risk it, you do lose the points though, right?
You do lose the point. Yep, you are risking them.
Okay, do I show it? Or
How
do
many
I do
points
it?
do you have? Let's see.
I had 100.
Okay, so you can.
So do I
wager
get
100?
Okay, so how does it work? Okay, I have 100. It's a 75-point question, and then I wager. So do you get this? If you get it right, do you get the 75 plus your wager, or only your wager?
I mean, I don't know. Ashley, where's Ashley? Ashley watches Jeopardy. I mean, I just wrote it as that you only get your wager. Ashley, what's the Jeopardy rule on? You just get your wager.
Yeah, usually.
Only,
but like the first round's usually worth like you can bet up to $1,000, so you could cap it if you wanted to.
Now $1,000, so you know.
Well, and you know.
Yeah. Okay. I've
Thank
watched
you,
it pretty-
Ashley.
Apparently, I didn't pay attention that well. But I want the 75. I'm gonna go with 50.
Around 75. Okay.
But I
so
just
you're
scribble
picking-
out what I wrote. It's very well. Shoot, I'll redo it because that was just a big old mess. My daughter's calling me. I'm gonna have to reject that call.
Okay. Here's your question.
Too much stress.
This heroine was eaten.
Little Red Riding Hood.
That's correct.
Nice.
And now I can see what my daughter wants because she's 2 hours away. So too much mom pressure. Oh, do I need to show you that I did write that down?
You told us 50. Is that
Okay.
right? Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, Matt, where you want to go?
All right, let's go the scene for 75.
Okay. Make it loose. We all remember where we're going. The scene for 75. Your question is, what horror movie was inspired by real life paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren?
The Blair Witch Project.
That is incorrect. Sorry, it was Poltergeist.
Wait, weren't we supposed
You
to
forgot
make a
to
steal?
let him steal.
Damn it, I always forget.
I don't
Okay.
think Poltergeist is right either.
No, I think it's The Conjuring.
Yeah, it's The Conjuring. That
Yeah,
whole
that's
series.
what I was thinking.
Annabelle and
Hold on. All right.
sorry.
Somebody somebody needs to replace me as the
Never.
thingy.
You're doing great.
Check your answers.
Let's see. Ed and Lorraine Warren inspired what real life movie?
The Conjuring and all the follow-ups. Annabelle.
The
That whole
2009
mess.
film The Haunting in Connecticut was loosely based on the 1986 Snedeker haunting investigated by the Warrens.
I think there's actually a lot of them that are inspired by the Warrens.
They did
Yeah.
a lot of paranormal research.
Oh, so she was in Poltergeist and on okay, I don't know.
And somehow I guessed the one movie that none of them were a part of.
Okay, let's do a redo. I don't
Yeah.
know.
No,
Here
I
we
got it
go.
wrong. It's fine.
No, it's fine.
I didn't even know.
I don't know. What do you guys want to do? Like, I suck at this. Okay.
I had no idea, so I will take my loss on that one.
I will say I don't think the Blair Witch Project had anything to do with the Warrens whatsoever.
It definitely did not.
Definitely not.
I feel like we can move on that point. Then.
Yeah, I don't watch
Yeah.
horror movies, so.
Yeah. I do want to add, like, I didn't really have anybody to run questions by because all of my friends were like either like possibly in the running or in it. So, and Corey was like having like major stuff. So I'm sorry. Okay. Normally, okay. So moving on, let's see, back to the board.
So does he lose those points or he just gets it wrong?
No, he didn't. You don't lose unless you do a wager.
Cool.
So
Hopefully I'll get more wagers. That's too stressful.
yeah, there's one per. Yeah. Okay, Chris, where do you want to go?
Could we do pick your poison for 100, please?
Okay. All right. We can indeed. And your question is, this really poisonous substance was once trendy as the first green dye for clothing, paints, and wallpaper. This is a tough one.
Uranium?
No, sorry. Okay, let's see. Okay, I'm going to remember this time to do the steal. So let's go back. Let's see. So Josh, do you have an answer or do you want to try to steal? Everyone can say an answer and then the first person that gets it right is the person that gets the points.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Okay, Evie, do you have a guess?
Arsenic.
And Matt, do you have a guess?
No idea.
Okay, yeah, Evie, you're right. It's arsenic.
Although I do like the uranium because uranium glass does mess you up a lot. Ooh.
Okay.
Evie.
Josh's turn. Where you want to go?
Let me try M words for 50.
Okay. All right. M words for 50. And your question is a risk it.
Of course.
Mhm.
Well, I only have 25 points, so I guess I might as well just risk them all.
Well, okay. Let's see. So the definition is a human being subject to death. And by subject, it just means it doesn't mean you're like, it's not like you're up for hanging or anything like that.
Mortal.
That's correct.
Nice.
Okay. Okay, and Evie's turn.
I like my grim category for 50, please.
Okay. Yellow. Not that yellow. Okay. And your question is the heroine suffers from Stockholm syndrome.
It's such a weird statement. I want the music. So she means she wants to be with them. Cinderella.
That is incorrect. Does anybody want to try to steal? Let's see. Matt, do you have a guess? Back to it. I just needed to see the order of everybody.
She's fun stuff.
Sorry. Hold on. Where was I? Dang it. I knew I was going to do that. Okay, so that's Grim for 50. Right? Okay. Matt, do you have a guess?
I'll just guess. I'm not sure who yours. We'll go Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
Chris, do you have a guess?
I have no guess.
Josh, do you have a guess?
Maybe Goldilocks.
Sorry, guys, those are all incorrect. It was Belle or Beauty and the Beast was included in the first set of.
She does fall for him. Oh, I should have known that. I'm not singing the song though.
Okay, Matt's turn to pick.
Let's go M words for 25.
And your question is, there we go. This M word is better learned through the tale of another.
Morals or moral?
That's correct.
Good job.
And that was 25. Okay, and Chris, where did you want to go?
If you do pick your poison for 75, please.
Okay. Let me turn that orange. Okay, pick your poison for 75. Your question is, this fluffy substance was used to create all of the snow in the field of poppy seen in The Wizard of Oz. You guys don't forget your lifelines too.
Oh, I'm going to ask the audience, please.
Hey.
Is this the one you know, Kathy? Oh.
Okay, the audience answered.
Oh, I see a hand come up.
Oh, that's a great idea, Ashley.
Yeah.
I think it's asbestos.
That's correct.
Thanks so much, Ashley. You rock.
Oh, you can just ask the general audience?
Oh no, Ashley's in the comments, so I didn't know. I didn't think of that. That's in the chat. Not the comments, the chat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The
I was waiting to hear Kathy pop on. I was like, "Yay, Kathy's back."
Well done. All right, Josh.
All right, I'm going to go back to the scene for 50.
Okay. And your question is a risk it.
Oh, no. I don't want these ones. 30 points.
30 points. Okay. And your question is, this was the scene of the disaster that created the ghost town of Perpet.
Yeah, I have no clue what that is. All right, so I haven't used Ask the Audience because I did the phone one earlier, so I'll ask the audience.
Okay. Awesome. Let's see. Does anybody know? Are they doing it in the chat? Let's see.
I don't see anybody in the chat yet.
Okay.
Kathy's best guess is Chernobyl. Ken thinks he knows.
Okay. What you got, Ken?
Must be muted.
Oh.
He says Kathy's right.
Yeah. What makes you think that, Kathy? Oh, no, did I take her off? Sorry. Hold on.
Pripyat sounds Russian. Right? As one Chernobyl was Russian, right? Russia. So
All
All right, Josh, to you.
I got
What do you
two
think?
in the audience that think Chernobyl's right, so I'm going to go with it.
That is correct.
All right.
Thank goodness.
Yep.
You have a smart audience.
Except I keep getting less than the point value because I keep
I
getting
know. I
resistant.
feel really bad about that. I really want to put 50 on there. Like
It's all
both
good.
times that you've already you did. Okay. So okay, Evie's turn. Where are you gonna go, Evie?
I'm gonna go this. Pick your poison 50.
Okay. This yellow. Okay, pick your poison for 50, and your yellow is where right there. Your question is: for hundreds of years, tomatoes were thought to be poisonous, but it was because their acidity would leach this true poison out of the dinnerware. What is the name of the true poison?
Lead.
That is correct. Nice. 50. Okay.
Argue with my husband a lot about this. Oh, my husband's going like in the background because I would argue with him about tomatoes in my cast iron pan. So.
And Matt, where would you like to go?
That's Grim for 10.
That's Grim for 10. Okay.
Taking my Grim question, man.
That's Grim for 10. And your question is: this hero's father was killed by a giant.
Is it Jack and the Beanstalk?
It is.
Right.
Jack the Beanstalk. Yep. Plus 10. Okay. And Chris?
Let's do the scene for 25, please.
Okay. And your question is: what film popularized the modern image of a witch with flowing black hair and green skin?
Wizard of Oz?
That's correct. Okay. And Josh?
I really know nothing about poisons, so I think I got to go with the M words.
Okay. Word for 10. And your question is: The definition of this M word is experiencing the consequence of loss.
Mourning.
That's correct. Okay, and Evie?
I will go. Did we use up all the biscuits already?
I don't remember. I think so, yeah.
I'm gonna go with the scene for 10.
Okay. Evie. Don't forget your phone a friends. You probably don't need them for like the 10s and stuff, but let's see. Okay. Scene for 10. Your question is, what American state is famous for the Salem witch trials?
Massachusetts.
That is correct.
And I suck at geography. It's like the one state I can do this for.
Okay, and Matt?
All right. Poison for 25.
Okay, and your question is, this reflective liquid has the history of being used as a medication for over 3,000 years.
Mercury.
That is correct.
Nice.
Which sounds very counterproductive.
Yeah. Wait. What is it, 25? Okay, and Chris, your question is pick your poison for 10. Let's see. And your question is, this substance was replaced with caffeine in the popular beverage named after it.
Cocaine.
That's correct.
I don't know why that didn't pop into my head. I was like, Mountain Dew.
Same difference.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So the final question is a wager question. So go ahead and you can wager up to your total point total. Go ahead and write that down. The category is the moon.
And is it just the top 2 that go on or top 3?
It's just who this is for everything. Whoever wins this wins Mastermind.
Okay. Oh, son of a pup.
So the category of the moon, and make your wager. And then I'll play the question.
Are we writing our answer down?
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, please write your wager and your answer down.
And I'll start a 30-second timer after the question has played.
Okay. Yeah, I think a minute.
A minute? Okay.
I need a piece of paper. I just scribbled the hell out of that. Okay.
And let me know when you have your wagers written down. Okay, everybody's ready. Okay, and here is your final mayhem question.
Okay, contestants, it all comes down to this. The moon's rate of rotation is nearly identical to the Earth's, so we always see the same side of the moon. We refer to it as the near side. For your final mayhem question, does the sun ever shine on the dark side of the moon?
This is a trick question, I think.
I had to Google the answer earlier.
So, like it said, we call it the near side, is the side that's always facing us. And so the dark side or the far side is what the question is about. Does the sun ever shine on the far side, aka what we call the dark side of the moon?
Kathy's interested in this answer because she was just debating her husband about it the other day.
The far
20 more
side
seconds
of the moon.
It's a 50-50 shot here, so
10 seconds. Get your final answer down on paper.
Okay, everybody.
Time.
Pins down. And Josh, what do you got? What's your wager and what's your answer?
all right. So I wagered 90 and I said yes.
That's correct. Okay, and then next, Evie.
I put yes and 75.
Okay, and Matt.
Yes, and 158.
Okay. And Chris.
I'm the only one who said no, and unfortunately, I wagered 175.
Oh. All right, guys. So Evie is our mastermind.
Congratulations.
Good job.
Evie.
Like to thank the Academy and my husband, who actually did moon me off camera after he heard this.
Hey, it was relevant to the question, so
Yeah, but at least he wasn't behind me.
Well, I want to thank you all for coming and playing this craziness that we call mind games and the challenge. And thank you so much for Lindsay being an amazing co-host, making all the videos and graphics that were just amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And Sunday, our amazing host.
Yeah, for getting some of the questions written down correctly or
Yeah, normally I would have bonked you on those going, it's not that. You gotta fix that.
I could
This is
mute.
awesome.
I could mute people, No, I'm just kidding.
Thank you guys so much. This was great.
Thank you guys. Thank you all. Yeah. So
It was fun. Thank you.
Congratulations, Evie.
Thanks. I feel awkward.
Yeah, congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
You ousted me from my title.
You guys will have to work on a puzzle together for the group. That'd be fun.
Ideas I'm good at. It's the
We have
implementation.
toyed around with a collab before, so that's definitely a possibility.
yeah, there are a few collaborations going on behind the scenes. And I know Evie, Josh started a tradition of a mastermind creates like a master puzzle for the end of the season. So someone gets to go.
Look, you remember when I texted you going, I have all these sounds popping up. I hope that's supposed to be there. And I'm like, if I get a virus, I'm going after Josh first. Just saying. It would have been bad. So I will try. I will have to collaborate with him though, because yeah. It'll be find all the
Me too.
Did you say find all the squirrels?
Where's Squirrely? Oh.
Sunday, is there anything else coming up in Mind Games that's exciting or new or fresh?
Oh my gosh, there's a lot of exciting stuff. So, okay, great question. Thanks. So there's Team 2 is going to be putting out their hunts, their do you have a clue mock mini hunts. They've been working behind the scenes like really hard on those, and so they're getting ready to launch those most likely in season 3. They can launch them whenever they want, so it's probably coming up in season 3, at least one of them, not both of them. There's a new collaboration in the works for a choose your own adventure part 2 hunt. So for anybody that did the choose your own adventure in the anniversary group, there's a part 2 coming up. Rich Templin and I are making that one. And Josh and Evie, that there was a big collaboration going on that's on pause for Corey, but that is going to be a super exciting puzzle with a super exciting prize. So whenever that rolls out, that'll be great. And yeah, I think we're probably going to see some more mini hunts and hopefully some collaborations going on. I know like a few people have kind of been like hitting one another up saying, hey, I like your style, like, do you want to make something together? And so, yeah, so I think we have that to look forward to. What do you guys want to see? Anything like you think of?
I want to play Clue when I don't feel like people are really going to like stab me with a knife in one of these rooms.
Well, that poor Prince whatever his name was, start with an A. He didn't even get to have any fun, but then he did. Maybe he was the dead body because he's the only one that didn't get to play.
Well, I had a stack that if we needed them, we would go through them. I just want to thank everybody for being so kind and so gracious that when mistakes do happen and stuff does come up, you guys are so nice. And I was just like, I wanted to be under the computer there for a while, but yeah. So thanks. It's all just for fun and yeah. So
too much pressure. My nose said I can't handle the pressure.
Aw.
Doing it the last couple of days. This was fun.
I will say I've been really enjoying all the ciphers. Like that's kind of what my my puzzling goes to, is like ciphers and figuring out codes and stuff. So I appreciate all of those that have been put out, and then just the diversity of all of the other puzzles too. Like, you know, if I don't, you know, particularly do one type of puzzle, there's usually another type of puzzle that I do like to work on. So I like that aspect of the page.
Man, I'm telling you, like the way it's gone and the way things that you guys have grown, what you've grown it into, I would have never have dreamed of. Like I never would have thought. Like Corey and I started it as just like we wanted a place like that anyone could share, but that also mainly we just pictured it probably be quiet most of the time, and that it would just be like announcements for like when we had a game, you know, coming up that was going to be here or there, you know, like, hey, this announcement, join this game that's played off on this other page or this other Discord group or whatever. But what you guys have grown it into is really, really something special. Like I'm getting a lot of messages from people that are in the hunt and the gaming world that are like, this is pretty awesome what you guys are doing. And hey, can we collab for this like code bar? You know, hey, you guys want to do a podcast cipher series on this? And do you want to do the mentor thing? It's another thing that's coming, that mentor workshop. Those guys have been looking over the puzzles and adding their thoughts and stuff like that. So that's really exciting. And it's pretty great how what you guys are doing. So so thanks.
Well, it's definitely a fun time. You know, I was just gonna say, like Josh, I do puzzles when I have the time and I'm not working, and then sometimes I get tied up. So I mean, I stink at ciphers and geography, and this has actually kind of helped. So
nice.
And again, I went to public school, so that's probably why.
We went to public school back in the day when, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, my geography skills are not there.
Thank God for GPS now. These kids got it so easy.
Yeah, but we know how to read a map. So when the giant bomb goes off that takes out electricity or the cell towers, we know how to read a map to get somewhere.
I don't know about you guys where you live, but I live right outside of St. Louis. I'm an East Coast guy. I live outside of Missouri in Illinois. And we've been getting reports of like the Missouri Highway Patrol is worried about this eclipse. I don't know. They're like stock up on stuff, and it's been weird down here.
Huh.
I don't know if any of you guys are getting that, but me being the East Coast guy, I'm thinking, man, these folks will buy anything.
I mean, the eclipse doesn't last for a week. You don't even need enough toilet paper to get through that.
They're worried about cell phones going down. They're worried about the government's hiding stuff because they're making alerts. I mean, it's
the government's always hiding stuff. It doesn't have anything to do with the eclipse.
That's what I said. But it's kooky down here right now.
Well, I mean, people can be pretty stupid.
Yes.
So, you know, my phone doesn't work. I can't get my music, you know, and
it's Y2K all over again.
I did see some sort of a post about the eclipse is supposed to last as long as the length of the song "Total Eclipse of the Heart." Like 4 minutes, 30 seconds.
All right, gang. I gotta head out, but I really appreciate everything that you guys do and this whole group. So, if there's anything you ever need from me, just ask. I'm usually I just apparently I suck at Clue. So, but everything else, you guys ever need anything from me, just ask.
Oh, thanks,
You're
Ken.
awesome, Ken.
You got it. You guys have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.
I'll end the stream, you guys.